So what's it like to be a business owner in Castle Pines?
Oh man.
Trick question.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is when I wanted to become a State Farm agent and leadership asked me, Nick, where would you open an agency? I said Castle Pines.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? No one's opened an agency in Castle Pines. How would you make that work? And I said, what a great area with great growth.
Uh-huh.
They said, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be hard. And they were right.
Yeah.
You know?
What year was that?
We opened January 1 of 2020. So as we talked, we've talked in the past, it was a couple months right before COVID hit. And so my entire business plan out the window.
So 5 months in to opening your store, your offices, COVID.
Yeah.
And the world changed.
Right.
So Nick Ainsworth, did I get it right?
Yep,
Ainsworth,
you got it.
State Farm, your offices are right next to the library.
Mm-hmm.
And
Come on in.
oh, you're gonna slide in here? As you can tell.
Excuse me.
As you can tell, we're at the Sushi and Bowls, one of my favorite places. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy.
And you probably recognize it. I'm going to eat because it's my lunchtime. Absolutely one of my favorite places. So
It is delicious.
you've already eaten, or you'd be having something
Yeah.
too. So 5 months in, COVID happens, and we go into a lockdown. Obviously, how did you adapt to that?
Luckily, just that little bit of forethought. I remember last week of February, we had some snow coming, and I told my team, hey, everybody take their laptops home. I've always provided my team with laptops.
Yeah.
So I said, take your laptops home. Let me know what equipment you need at home in case we're snowed in and we can't make it to the office. 3 weeks later, we couldn't make it to the office for the next 8 months.
Yeah.
So quickly adapting to that was critical. And that's just something I learned right off the bat as a new business owner, right? It was the first business I've ever opened.
Sure.
And as a new business in general, adapting quickly became priority. And so we learned to have daily FaceTime calls, Skype calls, right? Constant communication over our network back and forth, which is, we use a Teams app, right? So we're constantly Teams each other. So we have that in contact for that first year. And just constantly that communication kind of helped me develop the good communication when we came back to the office, right? I was constantly communicating, whether that was email or messaging, asking my team where they were at with certain things, getting them to cheer each other on, right?
Sure.
Even though it's kind of a little competitive environment within my office of my team, getting them to, when we make a sale or help somebody out, help a customer out, make somebody happy. It was, let's cheer each other on through that. And with that came back to the office with us when we came back in.
And that time in particular was such a challenge for all of us. I
Yeah.
mean, it was dark. It was emotional for a lot of people, not just for us that were working, but also for our families, our kids as well. As I talked to people throughout the community that own businesses, and I'm looking at the Pines here, and obviously that's had a change of ownership. The Berg House before that.
We tried to open at the same time.
Yeah, and they didn't make it
Right.
through the rebound of COVID. I would also say Pino's, they opened right after COVID with a new owner, had a grease trap challenge. A lot of businesses didn't make it past that. Scotty's right next door. Also, they came in right after that as they made a change out of
transferred over from Golden Flame.
From Golden Flame. So not everybody's able to do that. You and I have talked about retaining of employees and how difficult that can be in Castle Pines. I've had the same conversation with Neil over at Duke's. How do you do that? How do you get employees here in Castle Pines?
Yeah,
I'm going to
hey, please do. Going into it, right, when I hire someone, the first thing I want to talk to them about is culture. We can teach, we can train, I can show people how to do the work and how to succeed in the business, but I can't teach culture. So I'm always looking for that when I hire someone. I want to make sure they're a good fit with my team. I want my team to meet them. Because if it's a good fit and everyone's happy, things will happen. Good things will happen. And then we build off of that from there, of just having a good place to be. And you can feel it, right? You can feel it when it vibes off in the office, just like any business. And so what we do is we just try to be very candid in those conversations, like, hey, what's going on? What's on, what's got things changed for you today? And just making sure I just take good care of people. I want them to know that my biggest success is watching them succeed. Is not, yeah, the business growth and providing for my family is a huge piece of this, but watching my team succeed is incredible. Right? And then we take care of more people that way.
All right. Well, I talked to Neil about retention of employees, and if you've been to Duke's, you know, and probably recognize some of the wait staff have been there for, I mean, there are a couple of those waiters and waitresses that have been there since we've lived here 12, 13 years. He talks about the way he's been able to motivate them to keep coming back is being very nimble, being able to accommodate schedules, being there for them and understanding that one day they'll leave, and being able to do that. And something you struck me in saying at a chamber event that I had attended recently is that you are always ready for them to leave, and you kind of plot that out as part of their track.
Right.
How do you do that? Instead of making them sign in blood, you're going to be here forever.
Right. I'll touch on one more thing, and then I'll jump right to that and answer that. One of the things I failed to mention is that adaptability and that ability to help our team. Very flexible. I've had children in my office. You know, we had to pretty much school our children in our office for some time during the COVID era. We've had a lot of adaptability where if people need time off, they need time off. I don't count that. I don't calculate how much they're taking off. I just ask them that they take care of our business. That's really helped maintain. I've got a lot of, 80% of my team has little kids. And so I want to make sure they take care of their kids first, business second, because then the business will be taken care of the right way.
Yeah.
Really helps. But to touch on what you just said and asked, it is tough to bring someone on knowing that eventually, in many cases, they're not going to stay with me until the day I retire, right? I've got at least 40 years left.
Yeah.
I'm going to work until my late 80s.
Not realistic.
And they're not going to stay with me. Yeah. I do have Angela, who's been with me since the start. She's incredible. She's our office manager. Yeah. And that's a rare commitment you can get. But that's also something I've helped provide for her, and her growth is what she needs to do those things. But bringing someone on fresh out of college, one of my team members right now has every desire to go into medical sales, right? Yeah. And I'm so supportive of that. I'm excited to have him on board to teach him how to sell, to teach him how to grind, to teach him how to make that next call, be personable and talk with people,
right.
and get a really good financial upbringing in our office, so that one day he can be successful in the career path that he wants. And perhaps at some point that turns and he stays with State Farm, stays with insurance. That's up to him. But I know I came into it knowing that at some point he's going to go on and find something better in his life. And that really helped me, help my perspective for all my team, is just how can I help them build? How can I help them be great? And the more I do that, the more they want to stay with us.
Right.
But if they do go on, we've positioned the right way to do so.
Yeah. We are such a small community here in Castle Pines, and I've got to believe, and of course I'm not in your business, but I've got to believe that word of mouth, social media plays a really big role in that. Talk to me a little bit about good and bad social media for you. What is the impact on that? I mean, I've heard
huge.
I've heard people talk about Nextdoor is the devil, but I find it a valuable tool. I mean, it's a balancing act, right?
Yeah.
What is its value, good and bad, to you and your business and other businesses in Castle Pines?
Social media, online presence is definitely a double-edged sword, right? And it can be very sharp on the negative side. Keyboard warriors, they're real. They're out there, and I've caught myself in that same trap in the past. But the thing I always remember is at least 50% of my business comes from referrals.
Yeah.
Comes from people saying, hey, have you called Nick's office and see if they could take care of you? I've got an insurance guy, have you called Nick? And that's so cool. And that comes online, most recently in a State Farm all-agent meeting that we had just down in Colorado Springs with all the agents from Colorado and New Mexico. Our VP was bringing up the conversation that he had seen on Nextdoor about someone looking for insurance and how their rates had gone through the roof, how the service had gone down. And it was wonderful to hear him say, and immediately I saw someone say, have you tried Nick Ainsworth's agency?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And sure enough, they called and we helped them out.
Right.
So it's big, but also I think I want to touch on this as a consumer, right? We're here at Sushi Bowl. When we're talking about small businesses and leaving reviews, you have every power to do something good for someone and every power to destroy them.
Yeah.
And I think we need to be very mindful of our words. A 1-star review might drive business from someone just because you had a small bad experience. And it's not to say that negative reviews are not always warranted, but we have to be mindful of that. How many negative reviews are we putting out there for how many positive reviews are we putting out there?
Right.
If I were to go look at your track record, many people that leave reviews, you can see their reviews and say, wow, this person's left 15 negative reviews and 1 positive review. Well, that's not really somebody I want to trust. And you don't want to be that person, right? That's not who you want to be in life. That's not who you want to be online.
Not a good neighbor.
No, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Not a good neighbor. Where did I hear that before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to be a good neighbor.
So as we create more businesses in our community, and I believe we're going to create a whole bunch more really soon, right across the street here.
Yeah.
What is your hope for a business community? You're really involved in the chamber. What's your hope for a business community in Castle Pines? What should we aspire to?
Yeah, I think being willing to try anything and everything in the community, whether that's the tire shop down the street, whether that's the new restaurant and the service that can be provided here. The challenge is just being willing to try it. Just give it a chance. Walk into a local shop and see it. It's wonderful and it's incredible. The experience is completely different than going to some larger brand store outside of the community here. So giving someone a chance is just phenomenal. And then the funny thing is you'll see these people, these business owners, you'll see them on the signs at your children's school. They're donating to your kids' fun run. They're donating to your children's Little League sports teams. Those are huge. You know, these people in this community are giving back tenfold. They're doing everything they can to support this community. Yeah, I see it all the time with these wonderful businesses here.
They're great.
And I'm proud to be a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, I can just name them off.
Yeah.
I mean, I can walk into any one of these restaurants or businesses and they really want our community to succeed.
Yeah.
They're always there for me and the city. So that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Well, if I was smarter than I am, what should I have asked you I didn't ask you?
That's just it. You did a great job. So I think you're gonna do a great job going forward.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I'm going to enjoy my suit.
But yeah, just how we can help each other. I think that's the biggest thing as a community. Whether that's our business community, whether it's our residential community, the more we help each other, it's incredible. Just that little bit of give, that little bit of looking out for that neighbor, being the good neighbor, it comes back.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. I wish I could have bought you some soup.
No, Diet Coke's okay.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out. Nick for Insurance and me. Anything I can do for you. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Take care.